On February 11th of 2013, Pope Benedict XVI announced his resignation from the papacy, something that had not been done in 600 years. Popes always die in office. Later that evening, lightning struck St. Peter's Basilica. It would not be until February 28th that Pope Benedict XVI would step down, his final day as Pope. For 13 days, the papacy was empty, without a pope. The conclave met early this week. On the 12th, black smoke appeared out of the chimney, signifying that there was not a decision reached by the cardinals, by the conclave. And but on the 13th, March 13th, 2013, white smoke appeared out of the chimney, signifying that a pope had been selected. This is him right here. What's very interesting is that there is a prophecy connected to the papacy. And many believe that we may indeed be looking at the false prophet of end-time biblical fame. But before I go there, let me just show you this. His name is Cardinal Jorge Mario Bergoglio, and he actually shares San Francisco's namesake, which is, his name is Francis, Pope Francis. And the way that he got his name Francis, popes choose a name to go by. And, well, I'll get there in a little bit. What a lot of people are concerned with is that this prophecy of the popes, which is outlined in this book here by Chris Putnam and Thomas Horn, which I've been reading for the last week, it shows that St. Malachi had a vision, and he basically outlined certain details about the last of the popes. Would be 112 more popes. Pope Benedict XVI was actually Pope 111, and so this next pope would be 112. And this is where the prophecy ends. It ends at 112. And I'll just read, you can go to Wikipedia and read this for yourself, or get the book, Petrus Romanus. I'll just read this right here. This is the final, this is Malachi's prophecy of some details about this final 112th pope from his time. There have been more popes than that, but from the time of his vision, there would be 112 more. It says, in the final persecution of the Holy Roman Church, there will sit Peter the Roman, who will pasture his sheep in many tribulations, alluding to the tribulation period, 7 years of final tribulation at the end of time before Messiah, Jesus Christ, returns to earth. And when these things are finished, the city of 7 hills, that's Rome, will be destroyed. And that is outlined in Revelation chapter 17. And the dreadful judge will judge his people. The end. The dreadful judge would be Yahweh, God himself. He is the ultimate judge. And this is the last of the prophecies, and it's actually the longest and final prophecy, and it predicts the apocalypse. So this is very interesting. Many people believe that this would allude to him. Peter the Roman would end up being the false prophet, because the false prophet, understanding Bible prophecy, is the leader of the world church. There's going to be a one world government, which the Antichrist will be trying to lead, and there will be a one world religion as well. There will also be a one world economy. Revelation 13 outlines that no one will buy or sell unless they have a mark in their right hand or forehead, which alludes to some kind of it would a tracking system, an allegiance to the world system, and an economic system. If you can't buy or sell, you can't have a job, and you can't eat. So this is what's interesting. Now, here's where people are getting caught up right now, because people are thinking, well, the prophecy didn't happen because he's from Argentina and his name is Jorge or George or Francis, and it has nothing to do with Peter. Well, let me just show you this real quick. This is an interview last year, 2012, of the authors of Petrus Romanus. This is actually Thomas Horn and what he says about.
Lots of information. There's lots to talk about these days, Tom. I mean, things are happening at an amazing pace. Where do you want to go next in the description of this book?
Well, one thing also that should be clarified is that the Pope following Pope Benedict does not have to have the Christian name Peter, or even be known popularly as Peter the Roman,
really,
in order to be a fulfillment of this prophecy, for several reasons. First of all, because every pope is considered to be the latest Peter in the line. They're all considered to be sitting on the throne of Peter. So in that sense, they're all Peter. They're the next Peter. But all that would have to happen really is for an Italian to be voted in, to be known as Peter the Roman.
Okay, so he's outlined that in the book as well. He said that his name does not actually have to be Peter. The only thing that he needs is to be an Italian. So this is what's very interesting. But also, we will find out that his name does have something to do with Peter. If we look deeper into this, we find that he was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina, but he is one of 5 children of Italian immigrants. So he is Italian. Okay. The other thing that's very interesting is that he took his namesake from Saint Francis, which is where we get in this area. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, and that is what San means. San means saint, and Francisco is this Saint Francis. And there it is right there. Saint Francis of Assisi, Italian San Francisco di Assisi, baptized Giovanni, renamed Francisco, originally named Francisco. His original name is Francisco di Pietro, Peter. So not only is Jorge, or Pope Francis I, not only is he an Italian, so he's Roman. There's a connection there, but who he takes his namesake from is actually an Italian as well, and his name is actually Peter, Francisco di Pietro. So, what are the odds of this? If we go to this is the website, Raiders News Update. If we go to this website, this is from the authors here of this book, but it says an author who predicted Pope Benedict XVI would be the first pontiff in nearly 600 years to resign, believes the election today of Jorge Mario Bergoglio as the 266th Roman Catholic pontiff lines up with a medieval prophecy that would make him the final pope before the end times. Tom Horn, co-author with Chris Putnam of the book Petrus Romanus, The Final Pope is Here, told WorldNet Daily today. Bergoglio's selection was a fantastic fulfillment of prophecy. Horn has said a pope of Italian descent would fulfill the prophecy, noting Bergoglio is the son of Italian parents and a Jesuit. Being a Jesuit is a very important aspect of our prediction in the book. Horn told WorldNet Daily in an email, citing his book. Horn said that the name Petrus Romanus in the prophecy implies this pope will reaffirm the authority of the Roman pontiff over the church and will emphasize the supremacy of the Roman Catholic faith and the Roman Catholic Church above all other religions and denominations, and its authority over all Christians and all peoples of the world. Horn pointed out that the Jesuits' order was organized to stop Protestantism from spreading and to preserve communion with Rome and the successor of Peter. Here's a note that Bergoglio, the final pope on St. Malachi's list and the one prophesied to reign over the church as it enters the Great Tribulation period, named himself after St. Francis of Assisi, is intriguing, given that shortly before his death, Assisi prophesied at the time of the tribulation, a man would be raised to the pontificate who, by his cunning, will endeavor to draw many into error and death. Some preachers will keep silence about the truth, and others will trample it underfoot and deny it. For in those days, Jesus Christ will send them not a true pastor, but a destroyer. Furthermore, naming himself after Assisi, Bergoglio branded himself after an Italian Roman priest whose original name was Francisco di Peter di Bernardone. Literally, Peter the Roman. So, we can go over here to Wikipedia, and it's in here as well. Francis of Assisi is Italian. San Francisco di Assisi baptized Giovanni, born Francisco di Peter. There it is. So if you're looking for a connection between this prophecy, the prophecy of the popes, and the new pope, you've got Peter and you've got Roman. His name is Pietro, and he's an Italian. So, I don't know what else to tell you guys. Make up your own minds about this. I think it's rather intriguing, rather fascinating. We could be looking here at the false prophet. Did you think you'd live to see the day? Interesting stuff. Well, if you have not accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior yet, there is no time but the present to do so. You are living in the last days. We are screaming headlong right towards the tribulation period, of which I've shown in my other videos. There are signs in the heavens, and I've got new videos coming soon about that. There are so many signs in the heavens. There's comets, there's blood moon tetrads, there's all kinds of things. This is it, folks. This is it. Keep looking up, and I believe more and more every day that the most important thing that you could be praying right now is Luke 21:36. It was a command to watch for his coming, to watch these signs. And he said, watch and pray that you would be counted worthy to escape all these things, talking about the tribulation period, and to stand before the Son of Man. This is a piece talking about the rapture. That's what the escape is. Escape these things that are to come. The tribulation period. That's what everything that he was talking about in Luke 21 is, the tribulation period. Matthew 24, Luke 21, Mark 13. It's all tribulation period stuff right before the second coming. So in Luke 21:36, the Messiah himself tells us that there is an escape. There is a way to escape it. Not hiding somewhere in the bushes or fleeing from the global police. He says there's an escape. And where do you escape to? Standing in front of the Son of Man. That's not hiding in the bushes or in a cave somewhere during the tribulation. You escape to stand before him. That means you leave the earth and you go to heaven. Just as a bride stands before the groom. And that's exactly what's going to happen at that time. There is a wedding that has to be consummated for 7 years, as is Jewish wedding tradition custom. It can't happen any other way. There has to be a 7-year or a period of 7. On the earth, it's 7 days, it's 1 week. In this bigger picture, it's a period of 7 years. By law, you're not married unless you do that in Jewish law. So there has to be a pre-tribulation rapture for that and so many other reasons. Get saved. Read Romans 10, 9, and 10. Believe in your heart. confess with your mouth that Jesus Christ is Lord and believe in your heart that God has raised him from the dead, and you shall be saved. Today is the day of salvation. Stay tuned. More coming. God bless you guys.